Hey, what's going on? This is Dylan with Dylan Talks Tone. I am in Denver, Colorado at Flipside Music, the Great American Guitar Store. That's what I heard it's called. And we'll put a link to it in the description. It's flipside-music.com. Definitely check them out, especially since all this COVID stuff's been going on. They got tons of online stuff. Everything they've got in the store here is available online, so you can go click it. They've got really cool stuff. They sell Reverend, they sell GNL, all kinds of cool stuff. They sell EVH, a bunch of cool stuff. So make sure you go check them out. So I guess you could say, even though this isn't a sponsored video, they're making this video possible. I appreciate them letting me come and shoot here. We're going to talk about GNLs today because this is one of those things that my inbox and my comment section has been blowing up for like ever about GNL MFD pickups. What are they? How do they work? We know they're not P90s. We know they're not tele pickups, but they are these big fat single coils. So I tell you what, let's hear them. So today we're playing through just a Fender hot rod, basically, and this is what these things sound like. Well, that's what they sound like. They sound like a big single coil, right? Like with some just massive, massive meat to them. What a cool guitar. This guitar is cool, by the way. I don't think these things are very expensive, and it plays great, and it feels great, and these pickups sound amazing. So here's what we're gonna do. Now that we heard them, I guess we'll go back to the shop, the motorhome, and I got two of them. We'll dive into these things and see what's inside and see exactly what makes them tick, how they're made, and yeah, so let's go do it. Okay, back to the motorhome. So basically a lot of people wonder what is in here because you see it in the guitar and it kind of looks like a P90, right? And everybody may, for obvious reasons, kind of lump those together. So I've got one of our P90s here, and I've got the GNL MFD here. Let's go ahead and take this thing apart. Alright, so looking at the MDF GNL pickup, it's about 1/8 of an inch tall. It's got a ceramic magnet underneath, and it's got a copper-plated steel base plate like a tele bridge pickup on the bottom, which is very, very interesting. What I find very cool about this pickup is the comparison of dimensions between it and a P90.
So if we look at a P90, here, let's just stack these babies on top of each other. Don't worry, it won't hurt anything. And we've got basically an 1/8 of an inch coil here, a little bit more than an 1/8 inch actually. We've got a 1/4 of an inch tall coil here. They're very similar in length, however the G&L pickup is longer a little bit. If we look at them end on, the dimension, this one's a little bit fatter. The G&L is a little bit fatter than the P90. Very, very interesting. What's interesting about it too is the P90 on the bottom there has 2 humbucker magnets, and then the G&L has like a, see how it's got like a ceramic magnet, but it's a little bit thicker. It's like, in principle, it's like a half of a P90 really. Half as tall, half as much magnet, but it's got that steel plate on the bottom. You know, this is a nickel plate on the bottom of a P90. It doesn't really do anything to the tone, but when you put a steel plate on the bottom, as we know from Telecaster pickups, that really, really changes everything. So very, very cool. And this is only 5.9K, which is less, it's about like a Strat pickup in resistance. Very, very cool. Very cool. It gives you another indication of why using the resistance itself to understand what a pickup sounds like, and the you know, and the overall sound and inductance and everything has nothing to do with the resistance, because this pickup is louder than a Tele pickup, is louder than a Strat pickup, but it is less winds than both. But it has more magnet and has this steel base plate on the bottom, so that affects the amount of inductance that the thing makes, which is probably more. I didn't measure the inductance because my meter is dead, but I would imagine that it's more than a Strat pickup for sure, just based on the amount of magnet and the steel plate that it has. Very, very cool. So it's kind of like a half a P90, which is funny because it kind of sounds like a half a P90, which is really very, very interesting. Super cool stuff. Alright, let's go over some viewer comments over the last few videos, and then I want to just give you a little bit of a wrap up. And we'll talk a little bit about it more on our live show on Thursday, but this whole thing we did with Texas Toast was super, super fun. Brian Drummond says, "What's up with the Boycott Beyonce shirt?" I wear that shirt a lot. You guys have seen it. I'm not a fan of her music, but boycott, something to do with her Black Panther Super Bowl performance. I'm a huge Beyonce fan. I would suggest that you Google that shirt and understand what that shirt is. Everybody asks me about it all the time. I do not hate Beyonce. I think she and Jay-Z both are hashtag power couple. They're machines. They know how to get it done. So check out that whole deal. Marketing is powerful, and doing it right is doing it right. Stephen Burton says, "It would be great to have an all-star list of popular Tele wiring diagrams. It could be easy. Just list out each diagram and what each one accomplishes. You could name it the all-time top Tele wiring diagrams of all time." So we may do a video on this. People ask me for wiring diagrams all the time. They email me asking me for wiring diagrams, comment on YouTube videos, that sort of stuff. Over at patreon.com/DylanTalksTone, we are starting to compile that list and put it together, and there's a bunch of stuff that we use all the time over there, and I'm trying to add more to it all the time. So if you need a wiring diagram, or you're looking for something in particular, let me know and I'll add it over there at patreon.com/DylanTalksTone, because that is going to keep growing. How does a Les Paul made out of plywood sound? Is it totally made of one piece or two pieces? body and neck. Okay, so that thing that we did with Texas Toast was really, really fun. I was actually going to just build like a flat top Les Paul special kind of thing and just build it from scratch, and or actually finish a guitar that was the body and neck was done because of time. There was not a lot of time because the students that came to cut bodies out from scratch, literally that was their focus, right? They paid to be there to literally show up with a piece of wood and leave with a guitar body, which was so cool. I would definitely recommend that you follow Texas Toast Guitars, and if it is within your means to do one of their classes, to travel there and do that, that's an experience. If you've never done anything like that, even if you've never used those tools before, so cool. And Matt and I are talking about putting together for maybe in the springtime one where we actually have a bunch of pickup winding machines. I'll buy some more of them, and we'll literally do like a how to wind your own pickup class, and you can wind your own pickup and be able to take home a set of pickups that you wound yourself in person, not online, actually in-person class there in Colorado. So we're thinking about doing that too. That's something that is in the works. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you are into. As far as the Les Ply goes, that guitar, so there's a few questions that came up, and we're just gonna talk about all of it. The Les Ply was a guitar that Matt made for his channel. He was actually gonna build that guitar for like trade shows and stuff. And then of course he got busy and bored with it, so he didn't finish it. Well, everybody on his channel was wanting him to finish it, so I saw it hanging on the wall like the week before, because I was here a week before, or was in Denver a week before. And I said, yeah, let me finish that thing. So there's a couple of interesting things about it. It's a 25.5-inch scale guitar. It's not 24/75, which is really interesting. And everybody's like, you made the plywood the wrong way. Well, he did it because he could. Basically, yeah, duh. There's like thousands of guitars that are made out of plywood facing the other way, but how many have you seen with it facing this way? So try it, see what happens. You know, and honestly, there's why guys and there's why not guys. Matt's a why not guy, I'm a why not guy. That's why we get along. And for everybody who's like, you shouldn't have did it that way, I don't care. It was fun. 25.5-inch scale. It was finished with just sealer, basically. It was a clear sealer, and then Chris put a real light like iced tea burst on it, and then sealed it again, and then I just sanded it back with I sanded it with 320 and then 600, and then with a red Scotch-Brite and a gray Scotch-Brite, and that was it. That was the finish. So it's totally stable. No, the neck is not twisted AF. Yes, it plays perfectly. Yes, I did the fretwork. We'll do a fretwork video, I promise. It plays perfect. It sounds great. It is an amazing guitar, and for everybody who's like, I don't think it sounds, you're listening to it over the internet. In the room, I'll be honest with you, we didn't have my favorite amps that would have given that thing a pretty good representation, and it was in a big echoey room with a bunch of people in there with just this microphone on top of a camera in my video. It was not a good recording setup. Live videos like that are never that great, but it's what we had, so it's what we had. It was really cool, and we're gonna auction the guitar off for a good cause. So I'm super stoked. It was really fun, and I just really enjoyed doing the experiment, because with me, as you know, it's all about experimenting. So let's see, the last question. John Oquist says, so I did a video a while ago about roasted maple necks. He says, I don't know why someone doesn't have two necks, one roasted, one not, and tap them on a hard surface to compare their resonance. Humongous eye roll, dude. I mean, I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but I'm just gonna tell you, the tap test, and everybody else listening, is the dumbest test in all of guitar tone history. On an electric guitar, I don't even want to get into it. The tap test is so stupid. It has nothing to do with anything. Nothing. If you tap on that plywood Les Paul and you tap on a mahogany Les Paul, they're gonna tab the same. It's the dumbest test ever made. Ever. It's the dumbest test. It's almost as dumb as using resistance for pickup output. No, it's dumber. Tap test is the dumbest thing. So anyway, don't use it. Don't go there. Has nothing to do with anything. That's all I'm gonna say. Make sure you check out our live show on Dylan Talks Tone on Thursday. We're going to try to get back to a 5 o'clock Eastern time show that we've been doing. I know last week was later because of the Texas Toast deal. And we're going to be announcing some other big stuff. We're going to give away the pickups that we tested today. I think you're going to dig it. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you soon.